And so we go again. Good morning to you, Lagos. Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, wherever you may be hearing us from. Even up to the far-flung corners of the world. Let me say welcome to this show. I have a friend and brother who knows something about being in some of those far-flung corners of the world. My name is Femi Obong-Daniels. Please meet co-anchor Dr. Wiebe Boer. How are you doing, Wiebe?
I'm good. Good morning, Femi. I saw the photos on Instagram of your baby Cairo. I can't believe he's 3 months already. That was like yesterday that he was born.
I tell you, right? I can't believe it myself, and it keeps stretching every day. The new one now is that he likes to just literally, maybe it's his idea of singing. You can't keep him quiet anymore, so he's constantly making these sounds like music in his mind, but it's just. It's just the beauty of it.
But I saw him in the Manchester United kit, so it looks like your wife has won on this one.
Yes, it's a racket she's running, but it's not new. She's tried it with all the other kids.
Okay.
I'm just
doesn't last.
I'm letting it happen.
Okay.
All right,
great.
Welcome to the show. This is COVID-19 Heroes, and what a ride we have had. You know what they say, can anything good come out of Bethlehem? Well, the coronavirus gave us heartbreak and despair. Somehow, though, with it came some great positives. Some individuals rose up to the challenge and decided to say, we are not going to be put down. We are not going to be defeated by this virus. And these ones have become heroes of a very dark, bleak period. And one other thing this period has given us is the COVID-19 Heroes show itself, which is gradually winding down as hopefully we begin to return to some form of normality. Welcome to the show, and we have a hero, another hero on the show today. As is customary, well, Wiebe does us the honors.
All right, thanks, Femi. So this morning we have Doyinsola Ogunye. She's the founder of the Mental and Environmental Development Initiative for Children, known as MEDIC Nigeria. So good morning, Doyinsola, and thank you so much for coming on the show.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
And sorry that Femi and I banter so much that we take all your time, but we'll try and jump into it now. Femi just can't stop talking, So look, if you can kick off by telling us about yourself, your professional background, and how your passion for development work like this started, because you were doing this long before COVID. So it would be good to hear how that all started.
Okay, thank you so much. First of all, my name is Doyinsola Ogunye. Born and raised in Lagos. I'm from Ondo State. I'm a lawyer, and also, what else? I love the environment. Now, the question is, how did this all start? My family and I used to live in one part of Lagos State. And after a while, I think in the year 2020, we moved to another area of Lagos, which was not as clean and as tidy as the area I was coming from, the area I grew up in. And, I saw a lot of children, running down the streets. It was not something I was used to. So I said to myself, well, what can I do, about this? So I started reaching out to people, friends, elders in the community and things like that. But nobody really took me seriously until I started talking to the kids. And, we'll play a lot of environmental games. I'll tell them to recycle, which they would do. And it was in their formative years. And I said to myself, if we start teaching children now, it will be a better future for all of us, because they will be used to cleaning, they'll be used to recycling and things like that. So we started going to schools, we started going to churches, we started going to different institutions. We started getting sponsorship. People started, donating to us, saying that, there was an impact in the environment. Parents started paying attention. And, like they always say, the rest is history, and that we're here now.
All right, so tell us about your organization, Mental and Environmental Development Initiative for Children, MEDIC. I like the acronym, by the way. It started in 2014, didn't it? So let's know how it started, the idea behind it, and how it evolved during this pandemic period?
Okay, it actually started in 2011.
Oh,
A few years before, and a few years before that, in 2009, I started something called the Kids Clean Club. So I would take children, you know, put them in different teams, and we just started the club. And children would clean the environment, recycle, they get benefits, take them to radio and things like that. So at this point, I was still in school, I was still in university, and I wanted to register the organization. So I wanted to register it as Kids Clean Club. And with the CSC, they were like, no, this name can't go, this name can't go, this name can't go. And I was really, really frustrated by that. So I said, okay, what do I do? So I had a conversation with my mentor, who was also the lawyer helping me. And he said, okay, Doyinsola, what are the three things that come to mind when you think about the club? And I said, mental development, environmental development for children, for the benefit of children. So that's how we're able to, crystallize that name and, put it forward, and the name came through. Now, the beauty about that is all other initiatives because MEDIC is basically initiative based. So we think of initiatives that would be good for the environment and that would actually help children, or vice versa. And then we take action. So the beauty about that now is we now have several initiatives that are under the umbrella of MEDIC Nigeria, which is totally amazing.
So let's dig into that a little bit. Can you tell us a little bit about some of those initiatives for children over the years, and then with a particular focus on specific impact stories, like children who went through your programs and how it changed their lives?
Okay, I would start with Kids Clean Club, because that was basically what birthed everything that we have now. And Kids Clean Club started in 2009, and this is 2020, so it is about 11 years. So I have children that started at age 9, at age 10, at age 5, way back then. And I see how they're leaders in their field now. I see how they're different, they do things differently. Children that we started with have already started their own initiatives as well, really small, by the way, but they have that background, and that's what I want to see. I want to see more of that. We have people like Usman, doing things in his school. We have people like Marvelous. He's in Unilag. He volunteers all the time, reaching out, and they're very big on social media. This generation, they're actually better than all of us on social media, so you see them push initiatives on social media. You see them, get recognized internationally, for the work that they have been doing, so when you put their pictures, when they were like really tiny and now that they're really big, and you put it together, it actually inspires more people to do more things for the environment, especially in Nigeria.
So let's come to COVID-19, which has disrupted the amazing work organizations like yours do. So tell us how it really affected your work, looking at how many people depend on it and how you have adapted to the situation.
Well, it's been bittersweet. Like, I can't talk about this without having a smile on my face, because COVID, it's affected people in different ways. But what I would always like to say is you have to choose how it affects you. I have gone through a lot during this period, but at the same time, so many beautiful opportunities have also opened up. So like I've said before, most of the things we've been doing with in the environment, recycling, tree planting, and things like that. But now everybody just wants to survive. Like, nobody's thinking about recycling, nobody's thinking about the trees and everything. At this point, we were able to, in 1 month, we started 7 initiatives, and we did everything in 1 month. We got partners, we were able to give out palliatives, we were able to help nursing mothers, we were able to give water, were able to, give financial support. And even with the women, because we have a group of women called Reswaye Women, that's the recycling scheme for women youth empowerment. That's also under the MEDIC umbrella. There were no jobs for them to do. The only thing they were able to do was to clean their environment. And every time they recycle, they get paid for it. So things like that actually encourage them to actually do more in the environment. It actually encouraged them to, give back, So at the end of the day, the environment is getting cleaner. They're actually getting, empowered by it, and, everybody's happy. So at the same time, when, everybody said, oh, COVID is this, COVID is that, it opened more doors for me, especially when it comes to water. I had never, ever really, done a lot of work and a lot of research, with water in Nigeria up until now.
So let's get into that. So you started the COVID-19 Water Challenge for communities, and there's some videos of that are all over the social media and so on. And it's not just kids. I mean, there's some elderly people obviously on it who are very, very grateful and so on. So how did that challenge start, and who are some of the beneficiaries?
Okay, it started basically, there's this particular, commercial or jingle that goes on with COVID, and it says, oh, you have to wash your hand for 20 seconds, preventive measures, basically. You have to wash your hands for 20 seconds under running water. And that is actually a lot for some people. First of all, washing their hands under running water for 20 seconds is almost like they're wasting water, because water is really, really, really expensive, for these people. And I stumbled upon a video, very disgusting, I must say, where, some people were washing their hands, and after washing their hands, they would now drink the water. I don't know if you ever saw that.
Unfortunately, I did. I can't unsee it.
Exactly. So it really, really messed up my mind, and I'm like, wow, they can't even afford drinking water. So they are basic. I don't even want to go. Please, if you've not seen it, please try not to see it, because it really, really messed up my mind.
Well, except
so I said to myself,
going to go look for it.
True, exactly. So it bothered me for so long, and I started asking that it can't be that bad now. That's why this, So I started asking, how much is water, which is, the sachet water is actually 10 naira. I didn't even know that if you want a cold one, it's 20 naira. And I was just like, oh my God, this thing is so expensive. And started asking, for potable water, because there are some places in Lagos where you can't even drill boreholes because the water is really bad. So people buy water. And then, for a small 20-liter keg, I think it's about 70 naira, which is is over triple the price of what we actually, buy water for people that buy water. And I said to myself that, this is really, really bad. There's so many people giving palliative, but, if you give me rice, I still have to cook the rice anyway, so I need water. If you give me anything, I still need water. For me, I feel water is even more important, than food in some cases, because even if you give me food, I still need to drink water. So I said to myself,
like Fela said, water, you no get enemy.
Mm-hmm.
Telling me at all. I no get telling me at all. Water is life, So that was, it got me thinking. I partnered with somebody, Rector Cares Foundation, and then we started to do our research. We started going to these communities that, okay, this water, what kind of water do you want? What, everybody was like, okay, dispenser water, pure water, everyone, just give us, water. So we went back, started asking people, donors, funders, everybody just joined the conversation, and everything happened on social media. It was very powerful. Every single thing happened on social media. So we decided to have a storage facility with 8,000-liter tanks, so we put the tanks in the community, 8,000 liters, and then we got them water. For the first 3 weeks, we got donors to actually buy water, for these communities, safe water for drinking and for cooking, because most of these communities, they have wells and they have other, but for clean water, I always say that you don't want to move from treating corona to treating cholera if you don't have good water, so we started to build a platform, we started to get the tanks and everything. So we're able to do it for one community, and it was beautiful. It was really, really beautiful. I can't wait to share the videos and pictures online on how happy these people were, how happy the children were, because to even get the water to them, we had to build, and before they could get water, before they had access to water, they had to go really, really far, to get the water that was actually triple the price. Now, the next question was, how do we sustain it? We have donor fatigue. We have, it's not every time people have the opportunity to give. So we now introduced the recycling, which was already there. So we said, okay, the more you recycle, you can actually sell your recyclables, and then we get water into the tanks. So that's basically where we are now. The community is cleaner, and then we're able to use the funds from the recycling to buy water for them.
So we know water is a problem in the country. In fact, UNICEF ranks Nigeria as one of the top 3 countries in the world with the highest number of people living without access to safe water and sanitation. The question is, why? From your work and experience, why is this a big problem for Nigeria? And also, how has COVID made the problem even more acute?
I would say everything starts with the mindset, and the story, our story, the COVID-19 water challenge story is very different. It's very different because I haven't even seen anything like it, because Lagos has so much waste, and Lagos is actually surrounded by water, the lagoon and the ocean. So Nigeria also has a lot of, waterways, water bodies around, but people need to know that they can do things differently. If you recycle, for example, you're taking out your waste, and then you can actually get something for it, which is, for me, for the COVID-19 water challenge, which is water. So the more we do things innovatively, the more we think outside the box, we can actually do better, for water and also sanitation. Because the truth is, the COVID-19 water challenge has actually answered those 2 questions, water and sanitation.
So tell us also about your food and medical outreach. We understand that beyond water, you also were able to provide food, medical supplies, and so on for some of these communities. So how did that work, and how was all of this funded?
Partnerships, and everything, because we couldn't move around a lot during the lockdown. My organization had the opportunity to have a pass, because we were doing a lot of work during the lockdown. So we had a pass from the Lagos state government to move around, but everything was done online. So we're able to fund it by donations from in and out of the country, and we're able to get partners in different fields. For example, we partnered with the Fola David Foundation for the medical, because I'm trained as a lawyer, so I don't do anything medical like that. But we're able to get them on board. We're able to get other organizations on board. We're able to even do some sort of education now, especially when the lockdown started to ease. We wanted to know what the children knew and what they didn't know, especially in the villages, because most of the children in the city, they were able to learn online. The children out there, they didn't have that opportunity. So we did, the educational outreach. We did medical. We did financial. We did about 7, and it all was based on partnerships and social media.
So interesting. How about partnership with government? Do you have any government partnerships?
Right now, we don't have. We have a lot of recognition and endorsement from the government. Lagos State Waste Management Authority, which is LOMA, we have a lot of recognition from them. From LASPAC, we do as well. But with partnerships, we don't have any yet.
So then tell us about some of the other projects your organization is currently working on. You have things on environmental protection, something around nursing mothers, education. Tell us a bit more about these, and then how are they connected or at all to your COVID interventions?
Okay, the reason why I spread the tentacles even more, because I realized that if you solve one problem and you've not solved the other problem, you've really not done holistically, you've not helped, as much as you could. So I said, instead of just going, because we're very big on the environment, but, in Lagos State, especially with the COVID, you're telling me to clean my environment, and, I never chop. I are telling me to clean the environment. It can't really work, And even if you don't chop, mean you've eaten, but you're not healthy, or you don't know how to prevent the coronavirus, we've still not done much. So I said, instead of just going into the community for one, why don't we do as many things as possible, partnering with people, that are passionate about these things as well, and take care of these communities. All in all, we reached out to about 12 communities, looking at the needs of each community. Some communities had more pregnant women than they had of children. Some communities, were really, really broke because they were fishing communities, and these fishing communities, it's either they had the fish, and because they couldn't move around, the fishes would die, or they had the fish and they couldn't sell it because there was nobody to buy it. So different communities had different needs. So we're able to meet them at their point of needs.
All right. The last question I would like to ask you is, having done this much, and I'm sure that many of these youngsters you've helped in the past, you've already mentioned one or two, in growing up, they are then making their services available. They are volunteering to the cause and assisting you. Some people are listening now and saying, oh, I like what this lady is doing. I would like to be a part of it. I would like to support it. How can listeners volunteer with your organization, and how just can they find you?
We're really, really big on social media, and we focus on that because everybody's there, the governments, the international organizations, friends, family, young and old people on social media. So on social media, it's Medic Nigeria and Kids Clean Club. We also have Kids Beach Garden. So most of our activities are on that platform. The website is www.medicng.org.
All right.
Okay, maybe you can repeat all of those again, just once, so people can catch that.
Okay, so we have Medic NG on social media. That's your Facebook, Twitter, your Instagram, and all that. We have the Kids Clean Club, also have the Kids Beach Garden. And if you go on any of those platforms, you would see all the others, because Medic is a gift that keeps on giving. So we always have initiatives that we're working with. We also have the website, which is www.medicng.org, and contact us at medicng.org.
So we've been looking
right,
at. Okay, go ahead.
So Femi, can I ask my final question? So my
Please
final
go ahead.
question then was the flip side of that. How do communities reach out who need help? How do they, I guess, through the same mechanism?
Because in all communities that we're working with now, we have women leaders, we have the male leaders, we have leadership training for them, we have train the trainer. So some of the other communities around them reach out to them, and then they reach out to us. If you're going to spread, these are all the communities that we want you to work with.
Okay, so it's organic. Okay.
It's been a pleasure talking to you. We've been looking at providing access to clean and portable water for vulnerable communities. And our guest this morning has been the young, hard-working Doyinsola Ogunye. She's founder at Medic Nigeria. And Doyin, such a fine pleasure to have you join us. You are a hero. And I'm sure the kids agree with me, particularly those ones whom you've touched on personal levels. Well done for the hard work you do. Do not tire out. Do not relent, because the kids are coming. Yeah. Maybe one day Cairo will need you. So that's the show. Thank you very much, Doyin. What do we have next week, Wiebe?
Well, we're juggling a couple of guests, so I can't yet confirm who's on for next week. But it'll be a good one. Trust me.
All right. On behalf of our superhero today, Doyinsola Ogunye, and the rest of the team, the COVID-19 Heroes team. Join us again, same time, next Wednesday. It's 11:30. You don't want to miss it. Until that time, do enjoy the rest of your week. And as we always say, stay safe.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We'll be right back.